Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're taking a deep dive into a really ancient concept, the consequences of defeat. We'll be looking at what happens when things go wrong, basically.
Yeah.
We've got a fascinating stack of sources, timeless texts that explore these foundational ideas of good, evil consequences.
Right.
Our mission, really, is to pull out the key insights for you. We're focusing particularly on some, profound curses and the role of this one really intriguing figure.
And what's fascinating, I think, is how these texts describe not just the immediate fallout, but the lasting impact on creation itself.
Yeah.
We'll look at specific curses mentioned on a symbolic serpent, the land, even the human condition, and see how they all kind of intertwine.
And central to this deep dive is a really big question we want to tackle. What does it actually mean when these ancient sources say the serpent was cursed to eat dirt?
Yeah, that's key. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the sources seem to present this multi-layered outcome of a sort of primal defeat. So first, the serpent figure often identified in these texts as Satan is cursed. Cursed to crawl on its belly and, yes, eat dirt for life. Which implies this perpetual state of,
debasement.
Right, a kind of humiliation.
And it's not just the serpent, is it? The land itself gets cursed.
Exactly, bringing forth thorns and thistles, making life a real physical struggle.
And these texts also describe a curse on human flesh, leading to what they call fleshly desires, this continuous internal battle almost against self-serving impulses, and then ultimately mortality.
Yeah.
It definitely paints a picture of a world in, constant conflict.
It really does. And this raises that important question again. What exactly does Satan eating dirt or influencing the flesh, what does it truly signify? Beyond the literal image, I mean.
Right.
Our sources offer several quite compelling viewpoints, almost like different lenses on this complex idea.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Many interpretations suggest eating dirt symbolizes Satan's fundamental reliance on, let's say, humanity's lower nature. For example, one view, some sources propose it means Satan actively incites those fleshly desires, those impulses towards selfish actions, almost like planting thorns within us.
Okay, so stirring things up internally.
Yeah. But then there's a counter-argument you find in these texts, too, that these desires are actually the direct result of the curse on the flesh itself, independent of Satan's direct influence.
I see. So the cause is different depending on the interpretation.
Exactly. Then others interpret eating dirt more as Satan using lies and false teachings to deceive people.
So more of an intellectual or spiritual battle.
Right. Trying to stop people from understanding essential truths, maybe promoting false wonders, or just muddying the waters around the wisdom in their scriptures. It's a battle for the mind in that view.
And for some, the imagery is, more direct. Eating dirt could signify Satan gaining influence, or even, in some texts, directly taking over the flesh of those who've really succumbed to sin.
Like demonic possession concepts.
That kind of idea appears in some sources, yes. There's also a more societal interpretation. Okay.
Where Satan effectively rules the earth through survival of the fittest, fostering an era of might makes right. Stronger entities oppressing weaker ones.
That's a broader scope.
It is. What stands out, though, is the consistency across these different views. Satan is always actively working to deceive and lead astray. That seems to be the common thread.
Regardless of the exact mechanism of eating dirt.
Precisely.
Yeah.
The shared understanding is that this figure is a master of lies, encouraging things like envy, murder, strife, idolatry, the whole list.
So, what does this all mean for you, the listener? Our sources seem to agree on one thing. People can't overcome Satan or even these fleshly desires just by their own strength.
That's a consistent theme.
It requires embracing a deeper understanding and receiving what these texts call divine grace or the Holy Spirit, some kind of transcendent assistance or spiritual empowerment.
It points towards needing help from a higher power.
Yeah, it forces humanity in these narratives to seek that higher power. And ultimately, the sources tend to conclude that the wages of sin is death. That's a core idea. And Satan operates within this sphere of death.
Operates within it, not controlling it.
Exactly. Doesn't control death itself, according to these texts, but is incredibly powerful within that domain. Both humans and Satan are depicted as being subject to death, as decreed by that higher power.
It leads us to the really provocative thought then, doesn't it? If both humanity and this powerful deceiver are ultimately bound by the same consequence, death, what does that reveal about the true nature of power, maybe freedom, in the face of these ancient curses.
Yeah.
Something to truly mull over.